you doing, Zeph? Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Mesa in Arizona. Hope you've all had a super fantastic, sparkling, shake it up Saturday. We have had an awesome, awesome, awesome day. We have got so much, well, yeah, we did kind of get a lot done today, but we also had plenty of time just to kick back and relax. We had a late start to the day. I woke up around 3 o'clock and couldn't get back to sleep, so I read for a little bit and then started getting tired again, so I went back to sleep, woke up just after 9 o'clock. Zeffie was still curled up asleep next to me, and she didn't even move until we got the phone rang, and I was like, I've just woken up, I am not answering the phone. And it came up with spam risk on it anyway, and I said, like, yeah, definitely not answering. And with that, Zeffie sits up, bolt upright, and she just sits there, and she's just kind of swaying a little bit because she's still not really fully awake. So she got some pets and some scratches, and then she went off and hopped down into the window while I did my normal morning routine, and then we went out for our walk. And and we met up with Trixie and her owner and found out there was to have a dog play date today at 4:30, and so I got that done. But it's been a really good. Sorry, my dog is backing into my leg again, meaning I want butt scratches, Mum. I know I've been out playing all this time. So we apologise for being late getting on this afternoon, but we were down at the dog park. There were seven dogs down there, all playing around, running around. None of them really got up to speed, and I figured out why. It's because they have this like sharp, rough gravel there, which are not the fine stuff. It's sort of like it's a chunky one. And Zeffie doesn't really like running on it. She doesn't really like walking on it either. So I'm figuring that's why she wasn't doing a lot of running. But what she would do, which I have seen a lot of herding dogs do, is that she would watch the dogs running along, and then she would look ahead, and as though to say, okay, where's my intersection point? Instead of following them up there and trying to catch up with them, where can I intersect with them? And so they would be running along the fence line, and she would look ahead, and she would come up, and by the time she got up on the top of the rise, she met them. And it was just fun, and I just suddenly realized, oh my gosh, that's what she's been doing all this time whenever we've been in this park, that's what she does, is that she sees the other dogs running, and she stands there and she watches them, and then she looks ahead and calculate, and you can see her thinking, the little wheels, the little cogs turning, and all of a sudden she takes off, and by the time she gets to the point, she meets them every time at this one place. So she's calculated, okay, if I go up this hill on this angle, I will get there the same time they do. So it's been quite interesting watching that process on how she catches up with these other dogs and stuff when they're running, rather than because she's on turf that she doesn't like. It's all this gravel stuff that she doesn't like running on. So this was the quickest, shortest way for her to catch up with the other dogs without having to run too hard. So she's even figured that one out. But how was your Shake It Up Saturday? Did you decide to do something new and go do some research to find out just what would be required to do whatever it is that you want to do? Did you put on some tunes today and just shake it up with the music? What did you do what did you do today for your Shake It Up Saturday? My brain is fried, I tell you. But our doggy play date, like I said, just got back from that. We left over an hour ago, and we just got back, and the moon tonight looks amazing. Got a little bit of pink down below from the sunset that's reflecting from over in the west onto the east, and then you got this blue, and then you got this brilliant almost full moon up there, and it just looks spectacular. Unfortunately, my iPhone, for whatever reason, doesn't capture very good pictures of the moon up there. It just looks like this bright round disc. So I might have to at some point dig out Brad's Whippy-Doo camera with all the bells and whistles and figure out how to use it so I can capture what I'm actually seeing. Sorry, my dog is bringing her bonnet. I'm not playing tug with the ball. Either let it go and we play, or just go away with it. If you're not going to let it go, there we go. And then today I logged on to the NGS site, which is the National Genealogical Society, and had a look because they offer online classes. They have some that are free, and it's all about doing family tree research. It counts towards my credits for my 12-hour credits and everything else I've got to do. So started looking into that. I also got to do a discovery call with new clients today, and so we'll see where that goes. But I'm excited to start working on those. Yeah, I can't wait because it's going to be so awesome. I've already got some notes down. They've already started a tree. One of them, one of the people I consulted with today, has already started a tree, and so we're going to verify what they already have in the tree, and then see when their ancestors arrived in the particular countries they want to find out about and all that sort of thing. So it's going to be a very interesting type of task to do, where we're going to research what is already there to verify it. Because like we said, when we keep talking about this, when you're researching your ancestors and stuff, you have to be careful of your sources. Now, you have primary sources, which are the ones that were recorded as the event happened, like a baptism, a birth certificate, church parish records with birth, deaths, and marriages in it. They record as that family Bibles that are recorded as events happen. The census is, while it is a first-hand account of the census that was taking place at the time and who was involved in the census and who was living with whom and all of that, that is a primary source as far as that goes, but there's also secondary source information in there, because depending on the person who is doing the recording as to how they spell people's names, and not only that, but they also ask the age of the child. Now, it depends, do they give the age of the, do the parents give the age of the child at that particular day, or do they think, oh, they're going to be turning this age this year and we haven't got to their birthday yet? So whenever you see, looking at census records, and it's, say it's, for example, 1920, and they say that the child is 8. Now, was the child born in 1902, or was it actually born in 1901, because it hasn't had its 9th birthday yet? So it could have been 8 on the day, which meant it was born in, would have been born in, and they haven't had their 9th birthday yet, so we're in 1920. Hang on, I've got to, me and math. Okay, so 1920, they put there that the child is 8. So does that mean that that was their age at the time the census was taken, or the time that they were going, the age they were going to turn that year in 1920? So if they were going to turn 8 that year, but they hadn't yet turned 8, then yes, it would be 1912 when the child was born. But if they were turning 9 after the census, then their birth year would be 1911. And the only way you can confirm that, those records, is if you've got the birth records to back them up. But then, I've noticed on some census, when I have confirmed that yes, these are the right families, that the ages of the kids are all out of whack. There could be a 2 or 3 year difference, because the person at the time who is giving the information to the census taker can't quite remember. You know, you got 10 or 11 kids in a household, and you've got to remember how old each child is. So there's some of them, they get, you know, they might turn around and say, well, they're 10, when in actual fact they're actually going to be 8 that year, because we've got the birth records to back it up. So you've got to look for those things. So there's some secondary information on the census report, but some first account information as well. And then they have to remember, where was everybody born, what state were they in, what country were they born from, where were their parents born and raised, where did their parents come from, what other questions. Some of the other questions they have on their occupation is something that they get told what their occupation is. So there's plenty of other documentation out there that you can find, other resources that can back up the census information. So yeah, it's kind of fun. And so we're going to be looking into some of that information for one of the clients. And then the other client, oh, this is going to be fun. They want to find out if they're related to a famous person. So a historical figure. So we're going to be looking into that to see if there is a connection. They happen to have the same, in their family tree, they happen to have the same last name. There's family rumors that they're involved with this, that they are somehow related to this person. So we're going to see if we can actually find a connection for them. So a couple of really exciting projects coming up, and all my templates are set up, ready to go. That was something that I got done today as well. I've got templates on, so for each person, what have I researched, where I can put what I've researched. I've got a to-do list for each person, for records, certain records to go and check. So I created a template that would have their basic information, like name, when and where they were born, when and where they got married, when and who they got married to, when and when they died, when was their funeral, where were they buried or cremated. So I have the basic information, what was their occupation. On some records you can find what their religion was. And then I'll have like other comments I can put in there as I find records, like if they had more than one marriage, who did they get married to and when, which one was the one that the descendants came from, and like put an asterisk next to that one. And so I have it set up for the first 4 generations, and I've got a template for every time I add a new person in who isn't one of the 32 people involved in the first 4 generations, like siblings, cousins, that sort of stuff. Then I can go and plug those in on the generational level that they need to be. I haven't figured out yet how I'm going to number those, but we'll figure it out. Somebody is zooming up. You'd think she'd run. She's just spent 40 minutes playing in a dog park, and now and being on a nice long 2-mile walk, and now she's doing zooms up and down the RV. Didn't you expend enough energy? Like a little ever-ready bunny. So I've got a couple of very interesting processes. I've got my templates all set up. My processes are in place. That was one of the first things I did after I finished my certification, was go get my processes in place. So I've got the template set up with the processes there. So I just need to copy the template, put in whatever the family name is, go and then fill in the information as we find it, as it's given to me, with the information they're given to me. And then I have the checklist of what I need to go and look at, what resources I need to look at. And that checklist can be changed. But also on the main checklist for the whole family tree that I'll be researching, I've got in there, deadline dates. So how often am I going to be updating the client? What is their preferred method of communication for updates? What is the date I anticipate this project to be completed by? And we would set up a time to do a Zoom call, which we would record. That's on my checklist. And so it's been kind of fun finally getting those processes set up, and the templates set up. So I finished that off today before I had my first consultation call today. So I'm looking forward to, so the agreements and everything is off with the clients right now, and just waiting to hear back from them, and we'll follow up with them. Excuse me, a lot of dust tonight. We'll follow up with them in a couple of days if I haven't heard from them, to see where we're at, if they want me to move forward and that sort of stuff. So everything's ready to go. I just got to press the button as soon as they say yes. So we'll keep you posted. But looking forward to getting into these two different assignments. It's going to be awesome. So much fun. So much fun. So much fun. And tomorrow is Serenity Sunday, so we're actually done with our to-do lists for the day, which means our to-do lists are complete, which means we get to watch a movie tonight. But I don't know if we will watch a movie, if we'll just continue with our binge watch on. Actually, we might watch the last 3 episodes of Undercover. Yeah, I might watch the last 3 episodes of that, or we might just go and put The Mentalist on and just let that run back to back to back to back, and see how we go. Don't know, haven't decided. But I just thought of a really cool question. Might go post that one. I'm going to go post a question for you. That would be a good, oh, yes, I like that question. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with the rest of your Shake It Up Saturday. Let us know in the comments below what you got up to today that shook up your Saturday. Was it something that you went and researched, something that you're interested in pursuing, but you wanted to find out what all the ins and outs are, to see why you, because here's the cool part. When you got something in your mind that you want to do, and it's that deep down dark burning desire, and you are afraid to go after that desire, a lot of the times it is because of lack of knowledge. We don't know what it entails. So when you get to that point, go research what it is that you want to do. Go to contact people of authority, contact people who have done that, contact people who are involved in whatever it is you want to do, and talk to them about it. Because a lot of times the reason that we are our own biggest enemy, and the reason that we stop chasing our burning desires and goals and dreams is because we suddenly get this fear of, oh, I can't do that. Oh, that just scares me. I want to go climb Mount Kilimanjaro. That just scares the crap out of me. I'm going to be climbing up this mountain of however tall Kilimanjaro is. And I don't know if I can do that. I'm not going to be able to do that. It's climbing mountains, and then we've got to work on all those muscles coming down. My muscles are going to be so... And you end up talking yourself out of it because you start getting into this thing, into this excuse mind frame of why you can't do something. So now turn it around and go, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go research, and I'm just going to go research it. There is nothing to be afraid of with researching, because when you go and research it, you'll probably find that a lot of the excuses that you were coming up with were irrelevant. They don't matter. It's like I'm trying to make a decision right now, and I keep coming up with excuses for it. And I was talking with my friend Deb as we're walking back, and we're talking about stuff like this. And I turned around and I said, I just realized. She goes, what's that? I said, I'm just making excuses. There are no excuses as to why I can't do what I want to do. I'm just finding excuses to use as roadblocks as to why not do something. And I said, when I'm making the logistics being the biggest part of why I can't do what I'm thinking of doing, and I'm not telling you yet because I'm not ready to reveal all of that. So all I'm doing is I'm using logistics as an excuse when I've already done this type of thing in the past. I know I can do it. I just got to make the decision to do it and pull the plug on it. And so what if, yes, there's a couple of big hurdles that are going to have to be overcome. Well, I'm probably making mountains out of molehills with the couple of obstructions that I've got to get past. But, all in all, is it going to be worth the price of, dealing with those with what I consider to be the two major obstructions of being able to do what I want to do? Is that what's holding me back? And is there a way I can get around that? So now I've got to go research what my two main objections are to find out what are the actual details and are there workarounds for what I see as a major obstacle. And the obstacle may not be as big or may be irrelevant. So, it's all about perception. It is all about perception. So get out of your own way, shake yourself off, take that step out of the comfort zone, remove the excuses. There are no excuses. That's just fear, that's just false evidence appearing real. So, rise up against it. Go get the facts before you make the decisions. Go find the facts, get the decision, and then make the decisions. So that's it from me for Shake It Up Saturday. Have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we will catch you guys tomorrow morning at some point. I don't know how long we're going to sleep in tomorrow. We may even be up at 5 o'clock. Who knows? I do know I have to do laundry tomorrow. So have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow morning for Serenity Sunday. Hei konera.